The disgusting customs of the Middle Ages that will shock you. The Middle Ages, a time when Europe was plagued by war, disease, and suspicion, were filled with traditions that seem unbelievable and even revolting today. In this video, we will explore some of the most disgusting customs of the era, which might make you appreciate modern life even more. 1. Going months without bathing. Today, hygiene is essential, but in the Middle Ages, even kings would go months without bathing. People believed that water could bring diseases into the body, so instead of washing, they simply changed their clothes and used strong perfumes to mask the stench. Imagine what a medieval city must have smelled like. Bathing was considered dangerous because it supposedly opened the pores and allowed illness to enter the body. Some people would only wash their hands and face, while others would rub themselves with cloth to remove dirt without water. The idea of a daily bath was almost unheard of, except among some wealthy individuals who had access to a large bathhouse. Even then, they often shared the bathwater with multiple people, which made things even worse. 2. Strange methods of treating illnesses. Medicine in the Middle Ages was more like a nightmare than a science. Doctors believed that illnesses were caused by imbalances in the body's four humors, so they treated patients with bloodletting or leeches. Even worse, some believed that urine or feces had filling properties and forced patients to consume them. Other bizarre treatments included grinding up mummies into powder and drinking it as a cure for various ailments. Some even applied animal dung to wounds, thinking it would speed up healing. Unfortunately, these methods often made conditions worse instead of better. The use of mercury, arsenic, and lead in medicine was also common, leading to unintentional poisoning. People also believed in magical cures. If someone had a fever, they might be told to sleep with a dead animal under their pillow. If that didn't work, priesters or witches would be called to perform exorcism, believing that evil spirits caused diseases. 3. Horrifying foods. Today, we enjoy a variety of delicious foods, but in the Middle Ages, people ate things that are hard to imagine. One of the strongest dishes was crow pie, made from mashed up crows. Some kings and warriors even drank animal blood to gain strength. Rotten meat and moldy bread were often consumed because there were no proper ways to preserve food. People also believed that eating certain animal organs could transfer their abilities. For example, eating a lion's heart to gain courage. Another common food was black bread, made with rye flour. If the rye was contaminated with ergot fungus, it could cause hallucinations, seizures, and even death. This might have been one of the reasons behind mass hysteria against the medieval Europe. 4. Brutal trials of justice. Justice in the Middle Ages had a completely different meaning. To prove innocence, an accused person had to stick their hands in boiling water or walk on burning coal. If their body burned and blistered, they were guilty. Another terrifying method was the trial by drowning. If the accused sank in water, they were innocent, but often drowned. And if they floated, they were guilty and executed. Talk about a lose-lose situation. Trial by combat was another common practice. Two people would fight to the death, and whoever won was considered to be in right. This often led to unfair judgments since strange mattered more than truth. 5. Using urine in daily life. Urine had multiple uses in the Middle Ages. It was used as a blanch for clothes and even in medicine. People applied it to wounds, believing it had disinfecting properties. But that's not all. Urine was also a key ingredient in making gunpowder, and tanners use it to soften leather. Some people even washed their teeth with urine, believing it helped keep them white and clean. In medieval homes, chamber pots were used instead of toilets. The contents were often dumped into the streets, leading to horrible smells and the spread of disease. In some cities, people would shout, "God is alone," French for "watch out for the water," before tossing waste from windows. 6. The horrors of medieval dentistry. If you think a visit to the dentist today is bad, imagine having a tooth pulled out without anesthesia. Medieval dentistry was painful and dangerous. Teeth were often pulled out with pliers, and there was no understanding of infections. People used crushed bones, ashes, or even mouse brains as toothpaste. Barbers, who also act as surgeons, perform most dental procedures. If someone had a toothache, the barber might use a red-hot iron to burn the nerve, causing extreme pain but supposedly curing the problem. 7. The filthy streets of medieval cities. Medieval cities were not pleasant places to live. The streets were filled with animal waste, rotten food, and human excrement. Rats and other pests thrive in these conditions, leading to outbreaks of deadly diseases, like the Black Death. Public toilets were rare, and most people simply relieved themselves whenever they could. Some wealthier homes had gutter-ups, primitive toilets that emptied into moats or cesspits. However, these often overflowed, making the stench unbearable. 8. Shocking beauty trends. Medieval beauty standards were bizarre. Women used dangerous substances like lead-based powders to whiten their faces, which often resulted in poisoning. Some even plucked their hairlines to make hair follicles appear larger, a sign of nobility. Another strange practice was using belladonna, a toxic plant, to dilate the pupils and create a more attractive look. However, this often led to blindness or other severe health issues. These were just a few of the bizarre and disgusting customs of the Middle Ages. Now tell us, which of these practices do you find the most terrifying or disgusting? Leave a comment and share your thoughts.